食べちゃうよ. Hi everyone, are you all doing very well today? What do you think of my new introduction? Do you all like it? Thank you all for making it. I see there's already 2 people in the chat. I really appreciate all of you taking the time to come out and see me. Today is the Yuri Chat, so we're going to talk mostly a lot about the Yuri games and the Yuri anime and all of that sort of thing. I actually have a few more surprises for you guys, for everyone. We are going to, not only am I going to show off my new stinger and my new transition. Thank you. Do you like the new transition? I like it. Thanks, Elo, you're so nice. So not only am I going to show off the new transition and the stingers, I'm also going to be showing a little bit of a PS Vita game. It's not actually Yuri, in spite of the title, but it might as well be. I'll explain it later. And I figure if we have time, I'm also going to be reading aloud a little bit of one of my stories, if all of you would want to listen to that. Oh no! Elo, you're working 15 hours today? I'm sorry, that's horrible. Hi, Alonzo. Thanks so much for showing up. I'm glad you like it. I like it too. It took a lot of work and a lot of effort in order to get it to work, you know? OBS was really giving me a hard time. But I have, as you can see, I have a new live button. I have my hashtags right behind me and my Twitter handle. Let me scooch over a little bit. So there's my Twitter, my hashtag, and please subscribe to my channel. Here we are. Yeah, thank you. Aw. Well, I hope you like it. I mean, you all know. You know in real life that I'm a published author, right? You know I'm a published author in real life. I mean, I don't have a publishing house, and I don't have an agent or anything. But I've won a couple contests in third place. But third place is still a win, you know? So, I consider myself a published author. Although I haven't been able to have much luck with agents because they say my stuff is too dark and bizarre. You like the socks? I like the socks. Here, I'll show you one more time. Aren't they cute? They're little cats. They're little itty bitty cats. I wish it was a bear. That would be more in tune. Oh, I'm too high. There we go. That would be more in tune with the theme, but I think the cats are cute too. I will get to my story, but that will probably be the last thing. Because I want to save the best thing for last. But thanks. I see 3 people in the chat. So somebody is lurking. Hi lurkers. Hi everybody. So as you know, we all saw Lady Oscar on Monday. Even if you didn't like it, I really liked it. Lady Oscar, if you all know, was based off of... I'm not a New York Times bestseller. I wish. No. But I've won a couple poetry contests. What haven't I written, really? I've done Shakespearean sonnets and novels, novellas, poems, horror, romance, drama, historical, scripts, screenplays, stage plays. I've pretty much written everything there is to write. Although, I haven't had much luck with an agent, so maybe that says more about my writing than an agent. I don't know. But, you know, the only thing I can do is to keep trying. I hope one day I'd like to get published in a physical book. Aw, well, you can clip it. You can clip it after this stream. Sorry. I said it so many times. My mistake. Well, you don't have to do it every time if it's too much. I wouldn't want you to overexert yourself, you know? But back on topic. Lady Oscar is based off of the very famous manga, The Rose of Versailles. Now, The Rose of Versailles had an anime adaptation in the 70s. And there is Oscar, and she's holding on to Rosalie. As you can see, just from the picture, it is very sapphic. Thanks, Elo. I am trying. I do publish some of my work in like a little fiction account. But that's not quite the same, you know? That's not quite the same as like an official publicist. Even if you pay to have your work bound in an official book, which I've done before, that's not the same as being like a best-selling author or anything. I don't think I would be best-selling just because my work is very acquired. It's very much an acquired taste. I mean, you all know my taste in eroge, so you all know my taste in writing is just as dark. It's actually even earlier than the 80s. It's actually 70s shoujo. It's very old. But every single panel, they hand-painted. Isn't that amazing? They did that through cell animation. So there's Oscar holding on to Rosalie. And next, now, by the same author who did The Rose of Versailles or Lady Oscar, there is another series called Oni-sama-e, or Dear Brother. It's about this girl named Nanako, and she's very innocent and very sweet. She's the one with the brown hair, and she ends up getting tangled up with a delinquent with the long blonde hair who's addicted to drugs. 50 Shades of Grey? Oh, yeah, that was popular for a while, huh, wasn't it? No. Well, thanks. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I will accept your compliment. Oh, so Nanako gets tangled up with this delinquent named Rei, and she gets tangled up with some of the other older girls in her school, and as you can imagine, lots of taboos. This was made in 1991, I believe, 1991. Dear Brother is my favorite anime of all time. I love it so much. I got a cell from it, like the actual cell that they used to animate. I actually have a cell. I would love to frame it one day. It has everything I love. It has incest and taboo and smoking and knife throwing and fights and hierarchies and sororities and drug abuse and addiction and suicide and murder and all this sorts of stuff. It's amazing. It's my favorite anime ever. Unfortunately, it's not available to stream anywhere. Oh, hold on. Let me move my mic a little. There we are. Unfortunately, it's not available to stream anywhere, otherwise I would love to play it for you all. But as you can see, The Rose of Versailles and Oni-sama-e are by the same person. The author is named Ryoko Ikeda. She is so wonderful, and she's still around, you know, she's still alive. I really love her work. Although she hasn't done... I don't think she's done anything recently. I know she's done Orpheus no Mato, or The Window of Orpheus. And guess what? Ryoko Ikeda, who did The Rose of Versailles and Oni-sama-e, she also did the manga Claudine. Now, some of you may not know Claudine, but it was the first story with a transgender character. And I mean canonically transgender. It's about this transgender man named Claudine who was born female. And Claudine has a number of female love interests, but unfortunately it ends in tragedy for him. He ends up taking his own life because, you know, it's the 70s and gay people and transgender people were not treated very well back then. But Ryoko Ikeda is hugely ahead of her time in terms of representation. Even if it ends sadly, she's way ahead of her time. And the next series you all may know is pretty popular. Do you know which one this is? Can you guess which one this is? It's Strawberry Panic! I know. Wait a second, Kumakko. What about Maria Watches Over Us? I know Maria Watches Over Us is more popular than Strawberry Panic, but I wouldn't consider it as blatantly lesbian? Yeah, only a few. I mean, lots of people just make up stuff about their favorite anime, but this one was actually had a transgender protagonist. So Claudine was really ahead of its time, but it was very, very tragic. Incredibly tragic. And it was very short. It was only like 3 chapters. I haven't seen Zombieland Saga, so I don't know. But I've heard about it. I've heard good things about it, but I haven't seen it. Wasn't there also one? There was also Erica in what was that video game? Catherine! There was Erica and Catherine. And there's also another series called Love Me for Who I Am that has a non-binary protagonist named Mokumo. And Mokumo identifies as neither male nor female, but they're very cute and they're very adorable. But anyway, back on topic, Strawberry Panic. Some of you may know this one. It's fairly recent. I think it was out in 2009, 2008, or maybe even earlier than that. But Shizuka, who is the white-haired girl, is the Etowaru. And the Etowaru is sort of like the school president. She's sort of like the student council president. And, oh, I see. Lily, huh? Okay, I think I know which one you're talking about. Is she the one with the pigtails? I think, and the blue hair? I'm not sure which one. But that's so cool. I'm really glad that there's more representation in series now. But Shizuka is the sort of like the student council president, and Nagisa, with the red hair, is like the very clumsy, very sweet, new transfer student. And as you can see, Shizuka is very, very, forward in her pursuit of Nagisa. I hope I got the name right. Shizuka? Shizuru? Let me look it up. Hold on. It's been a long time since I saw Strawberry Panic, so let me see if I got the names right. Shizuma! Oh, I got it wrong. It's not Shizuka. It's Shizuma. Okay, so Shizuma is the Etowaru, who is like the student council president, and Nagisa is the innocent kohai who becomes her partner. And when I say partner, I mean there is a wedding at the end of this anime. There is a double lesbian wedding at the end of this anime. It's so good. They don't even try and hide it. My issue with Maria Watches Over Us is that after a certain point, the relationship stops developing. There is no more development of the relationship. There's no kissing, there's no public affection. So you could very weakly argue that it's a platonic relationship in Maria Watches Over Us. But there is no ambiguity in Strawberry Panic at all. Like I said, there's a double wedding at the end of the anime, and the light novel that it was based off of has a helicopter chase with 3 helicopters, with one girl trying to chase down her partner, and it's amazing. It's amazing. I'm sad that the manga got canceled, but if you ever have time, please read the light novel. Yeah. Seito Kaicho would be something like the student, like the student class president. Not so much the school president, the principal, sort of the school president. But like Seito Kaicho would be like the class president. Yeah, for one of the girls, Shizuma here, with the silver hair, with the white silver hair, she is like the student council president. Although they don't call it that. But that's what she essentially is. She is very powerful, and everybody loves her. She's very revered. And when she decides to pursue Nagisa, who is a kohai, and very new to the school system and doesn't know anything, it's very, very scandalous. It's hugely scandalous. But I really love Strawberry Panic. It is sort of, I don't want to say lowbrow, but it's very pleasing. It's like comfort food. To me, it's like comfort food in an anime. It has like all the tropes. Helicopter chases, older girl, younger girl, amnesia with a bonk on the head, all that sort of stuff. You're welcome, Elo. My Japanese isn't very good, so I'm still learning myself. But if there's something that you would like to know, just ask me and we can figure it out together. But Strawberry Panic, Onin-sama and the Rose of Versailles they're just amazing Yuri works. There's also some really good manga out there that's doesn't have any sort of adaptation outside of the manga. Kitanai Kimi ga Ichiban Kawaii is my favorite Yuri manga of all time. It is so good. It's this older girl. Hold on, let me see if I can bring up a picture of it. Hold on a moment. Bear with me a moment as I try and bring up a picture. Kitanai kimi ga ichiban kawaii, which means the filthy you is the cutest. As you probably could have guessed from the title, it's pretty darn dark. Here we are. Now this is a manga about the dark-haired girl. Here we are. The dark-haired girl is a sadist. She is a huge sadist. Her favorite thing is to torture the white-haired girl who is a huge submissive. Like she does things like forces her to eat bugs and like forces her to dress up as like a baby, like age play and eating bugs and lots of... Oh, okay, Elo, go ahead and recommend it. Drop it in the chat so I can read it. I won't read it now, but I'll look it up. But anyway, the dark-haired girl pretty much tortures the white-haired girl, and the white-haired girl is really, really into it. But then, halfway through the series, their positions change. Suddenly, the white-haired girl, the one who is super sadistic, and the dark-haired girl just sort of is way over her head and just sort of has to take it. Because they get caught playing around in school one day, and they get blackmailed, and the dark-haired girl she basically leaves school. It's a huge deal. She becomes a shut-in, like a total shut-in. Elo, not now, Elo. I'll probably do like a sadistic stream part 2 at some point, but it's not gonna be today, okay? It won't be today. But it's an amazing series. It's dark, but it's not graphic. I will say that. It's dark, but it's not graphic. There is sex in it, but it's very implied. It's mostly just implied. Nothing is really shown. But it's really wonderful. The power dynamics between the dark-haired girl and the white-haired girl is just so amazing. And I really find it interesting how their dynamic changes. Although normally, I'm not into that. Normally I like it how the top should stay a top and the bottom should stay a bottom. That's what I like. The dominant and the submissive should not reverse. Well, at least that's my opinion. At least I know what happened in this manga, but because it's written so well, I can tolerate it. Blue flag, huh? I'll check it out. I've never heard of it. It's okay, Elo. You know, next time, okay? You gotta look forward to it next time. So hold on a moment. Let me get rid of all the extraneous things. Ta-da. By the way, chat, why don't you enter a compliment into chat, and I'll show you what happens. I have a new resource on OBS. So put in a compliment, put something nice into chat, and I'll show you what happens when that happens. Or what happens when you do. I'm not very coherent today, I'm sorry. I'm just happy that OBS is working at all, okay? Okay. Yes, boss. I guess that's sort of a compliment. Look what happens. Look what happens when you say something nice in chat. Do you see that? The love that you are sending me floats up from the computer into my world. Isn't that cute? One more time. I'll show you one more time. Look at it! Look at the hearts floating. It's so cute. I recently just discovered how to have animated features on my stream. So I'm very excited to have as much animation as possible. As long as it doesn't distract. Hey! Elo! That's not a compliment! You jerk! That's not a compliment! You have to compliment me to get the hearts. If you don't compliment me, you don't get any hearts. Yeah, try again. Try again, try again. And then I wanted to show you guys the pseudo Yuri game. Aw, thanks, Alonzo. See, Alonzo complimented me. So that means we get hearts. Hearts! Look at the hearts. Look at all of the love floating up from the computer. I can feel the love floating up from the computer. So next, I actually wanted to show you guys the two characters that are in the thumbnail. The dark-haired girl and the quote-unquote white-haired girl. The white-haired girl is not actually a girl. He's a boy. But he's actually cross-dressing because he has to go undercover. Aww. You're tsundere about it? No, like I wanted to give you a compliment, baka. That's good enough, that's good enough. Hey! Hey! Look at it float! Look at the hearts floating! Look at them float! Isn't it cute? It's super adorable. I'm really happy with it. So the white-haired boy is actually... Oh wait, the white-haired girl is actually a boy. And he's voiced by Murase Ayumu. Murase Ayumu is a voice actor who is very well known for having a feminine voice. I love him. He is very talented in all of his roles. He's extremely talented. So I thought we could watch a little of it. Unfortunately, this is not game capture. This is just footage that somebody recorded and put on YouTube. Because this is an old game. It's actually for the PS Vita. It's for the PS Vita. So, I do not have a capture card to go with the Vita. So this is just somebody's footage. So I may have to stop if the dialogue is going too fast. So here we are, and we are a new transfer student into this illustrious all-girls school. And guess who is our roommate? Our roommate is this super beautiful, white-haired girl. Except, you know, we don't know that she's not a girl. He's actually a boy. But we're gonna meet her, and she's very illustrious. As you can see, a lot of these Yuri manga and Yuri series have the tropes of, like, an older, wiser girl being fixated on a younger, naive girl. Gokigenyo, shista. See? Listen. Can you tell? Can you tell that's a boy doing the voice acting? He does such a good job. So here we are. We've met Haruka. His name is Haruka. Koshadow Haruka. Here we've met Koshadow Haruka. And he's actually a boy, but I'm gonna use she pronouns because we think that he's a girl. So she says, of course, you know, you're absolutely welcome here whenever you can be. But he's actually... Yeah, he's a boy. He's a boy, but he has to cross-dress for some sort of reason. He has to go undercover to cross-dress. But the voice actor is also a boy. Isn't that amazing? Uh-oh. Just by looking at her, my heart is pounding. Uh-oh. Yes. I'm trying to translate some of the dialogue as we go. She says there's no need to be so nervous. Just relax a little bit. I understand. Please take good care of me. She says, oh no, do I look like so much of a scary senpai? No, you're not scary. What a beautiful face right in front of my eyes. Isn't she beautiful? Technically he, but I'll say she. Beautiful, right? So she, I'm doing air quotes, she is going to be our new roommate, our senpai. As you can imagine. Oh, she says you smell very good. Totally straight things to say. She said no, it's nothing. Just take your time and get used to things. Aww, but she's so cute. Well, technically he's so cute. Look at him. I'm so sad he ends up cutting his hair. She says, well, have you calmed down a bit? No, I have not calmed down. I am not at all calm. I'm mixing up the pronouns. The protagonist thinks that he is a girl. So that's why I say she. Hi, sumimasen. Yes, I'm sorry. Oh. She says, don't apologize. You have nothing to apologize for. Aw, she says, hold my hand so you won't be nervous. Everybody, is this the school senpai who everybody is so kind to? Thank you very much. ありがとうございます。もう大丈夫です。よかったと優しく笑顔。Oh, she's gonna show us around the school. Oh, he says that classes are over, so he's going to show us around the school so we can meet the other students. This is a really fancy school. Unfortunately, this is only one route that's Yuri-like. I wish it was real Yuri, but it's not. That's sort of a bummer. I'm trying to do a juggling act here. I'm trying to read the Japanese, but I'm also trying to translate it, so it's a little difficult. Oh, look at them. They're all fawning over him. Oh, she's beautiful again today, they say. They all believe that he is a girl. They all think that he's a girl. Oh, they look so happy looking at her. And they call her my lady, even though she's only a senpai. Ah. She smiles so kindly at me. Good afternoon, Goshado-sama. You look beautiful again today. Hello, everyone. Gokigenyo.
小シャドウ様、私たちあなたをお待ちしてましたのよ。一体どちらにいらっしゃったんです？
We were waiting for you very patiently. Where did you go?
小シャドウ様、どうかお話しくださいな。
Please talk to us. We heard that there was a new transfer student. They're speaking extremely formally.
ご存知ないの？小シャドウ様は
Aren't you interested in her? She's like the top star of the academy. They say she's not only the most prettiest in the school, she's the prettiest in Japan. Lots of sapphic feelings going on. Oh, this is the first time I've met. But she's already the top star? I didn't think such a thing could be true. Oh my gosh, she's so sparkling and beautiful. Basically, they're just singing her nothing but praises. Him. They're singing him nothing but praises. Smells like a baguette and fancy manners. You're not wrong. They're speaking extremely formally and very femininely. There's a lot of kanji going on. Oh, they're saying, where have you come from? Oh, have we met before? That sort of thing. And she said, no, I'm just a normal girl. I had to come here through a variety of different circumstances. Oh, does that mean you're a commoner? A commoner? Well, それは... She said, don't overwhelm her with questions. Please try and get along. You can talk to them whenever you like. What is that? You're gonna be a roommate? With that girl? Uh-oh. Now they're all jealous. They're all super jealous. Uh-oh, the background music changed. I wish this was real Yuri, instead of just cross-dressing. Uh-oh, why are you her roommate? Why are you Lady Koshado's roommate? Oh, did you use your position from your father's influence? Oh my god, they're just like attacking us with questions. Very dramatic, very dramatic. Oh my gosh. They're basically just all attacking us. They're saying you're not as good. You're not as good. You're not good enough to be her roommate. Oh, really? I haven't really seen too many people who are really feminine like that. Who identify as male in real life. He's trying to get everybody to calm down, but that's no good. Boy, they're basically demanding an explanation. No, this is not a true Yuri route. This is an otome game, which is sort of faux Yuri. Unfortunately, the heroine later finds out... There we are. The heroine later finds out that the girl, so to speak, that Haruka is a boy. She finds out that Haruka is a boy, and she's like fine with it. A lot of otome games do not have Yuri roots. Maybe like five games, not even, like 3 games have Yuri roots off the top of my head that are otome games. Tricker Alice, and Gekkaryora no Romance, and that's it. Pretty much. No, a lot of otome games do not have Yuri roots. Oh my gosh, they're like, oh, is your blood more pure? Is that why you're gonna be her roommate? They're so jealous. This is sort of how it always is in Yuri games. There is always some sort of jealous girl. My body is trembling from their cold words. I feel so lonely. At that time, I feel just as gloomy as I did and my voice shakes. Don't make that face, Elena. What? No way! And then she's screaming. You poor thing, but don't worry, you're not alone anymore. With this soft voice whispers so close to my ear. She says, I also don't have any family. I don't have any parents. So I will be like a sister to you. And they're like, how dare you? Does this mean you're going to be S with that girl? You all know, Class S is sort of what they call Yuri to a point. If it's not explicitly lesbian, like if there's nothing explicit, but it seems pretty darn romantic, they call it a Class S relationship, which is like romantic up to the point of physical intimacy. So no physical intimacy, but plenty of romance. It gets even more dramatic later when they break up, when she finds out that he's a boy, and Haruka tries to break up with Elena, and Elena is in love with Haruka no matter what. Hold on a moment while I load the second video. Nope, that wasn't it. Hold on just a moment. There. Here we are. Sorry about all the mixing and matching. Because this is not a game, this is just gameplay. This is not on my computer. This is just somebody's footage. So it's a little messy. I hope you can bear with the messiness. So here we are. Haruka has revealed that he is a boy to Elena, and Elena is still in love with Haruka and doesn't want to break up. 私は今まで気づいてはるか様とたくさん見てきた。そんなねなのに、それ以上。
私は一緒にいてはいけないの。あなたの手を取り、慰めることも、守ることもできないの。
The kanji is going way too fast for me to read, but essentially, she said that, does that mean we can't be together? That I can't hold your hand anymore and that I can't protect you anymore? This is so sad.
守ることもできないの。
I can't protect you anymore? そうではありませんけど, it's not that, but I want to be by your side. I want to see your beautiful smiling face. But I can't see you if you look like this. Again, it ties into the whole homophobia taboo. Why is kanji so hard? Why is kanji so hard? I can read a little
あな
bit.
たの気持ちは分かったわ。
I understand your feelings.
そう言われても無理。
But it's impossible.
だって、一緒にいたいのも、手を取って慰めたいのも、守りたいのも、頼られたいのも、微笑みたいのも、全部こっちだから。
She says, I want to hold you. I want to touch your hand. I want to protect you. I want to embrace you. I want to do all of these things. But I can't because I look like this. Because the world would think that they're two girls, so it's taboo. They can't. But can't we just appreciate the range? Can't we appreciate the range of Murase Ayumu? Can't we appreciate his range? He is doing all the female voicing for this character. It's amazing. They use a lot of kanji in this game, so it's extra hard. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you have a friend to help you. So basically, they kind of sort of breaking up. Ah, my body is shaking. Haruka-sama. いいんですか?頼っても、あなたを傷つけてしまうかもしれないのに。
頼ってもらいたいんだ。
お、
君に傷つけられるのなら、それすらも甘い痛み。
If I can protect you, then it's a sweet sort of pain. Then it's a bittersweet pain. Oh, heck. Did I just restart it? No, I didn't. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're fine. Haruka-sama, which is like Lady Haruka. いいんですか?頼っても. Alright, this is the same thing. She says, is it okay? Is it okay for us to not be together?
君に傷つけられるのなら、それすらも甘い痛み。
It's a bittersweet pain if I can protect you. Oh god, so much kanji. Aw, that's okay, Elo. You know, I didn't get like this overnight. It took years and years of study to get where I am now. And even where I am now isn't very good. My face is hot. My heart hurts and it's squeezing and my chest is tight.
守るのも他の誰にも譲らない。誰にも触れさせたくない。
I won't give you to anyone else. I won't let anyone else touch you. Elena doesn't want to be broken up with. I won't give you to anyone else. Haruka-sama. Amazing. Even though this is not Yuri, it's very Yuri-esque. Like they tried to pull out all the stops to make it just like a Yuri route. I'm trying not to talk over the voices. Oh. Are they hugging?
ごめん。
Oh.
これじゃ君が嫌いな男そのものだ。嫌な思いをさせて。
I'm sorry. Now I'm going to be like the sort of man you hate. You'll hate me. 違うんです。No, not at all. Don't break up with us, Haruka. I've always thought of her as an older sister. But as a man, I don't hate him. I don't hate you at all. But it's just so strange to me.
どういうこと?
What do you mean? Well, before and after this, I've never thought of you touching me.
それは姉として。
I've never thought of you touching me to be a bad thing. And he says, well, I only touched you as a sister.
どういうこと?
He said, what do you mean? He said, I don't think it's a bad thing for you to ever have touched me. And they say literally, furete or sorete.
それは姉として。
But I've only been with you as a sister until now. Yeah, it is a man. But I think he does an amazing job. Uh-oh. Elena is saying that she feels so strange. She should only love her as a sister, but she loves her more now. More than just a sister. More than just platonic. 私、おかしいんです。はるか様の前と変わる姉。Ah! It's going too fast! なのに、以上のようなはるか様のことをうまく。It's going too fast! I can't read it all! はるか様は誰よりも女とでは綺麗で、私を姉として。
嫌だとは思わなかったの。
Don't you hate it that I'm a man? No, I don't hate that you're a man. Sister zone? Kind of, sort of. This is going way too fast. I can't read all of the kanji in this short amount of time.
少しだけうぬぼれてもいい?
Is it okay if we're together just a little longer? Her face draws close to mine, or his face draws close to mine. I feel as if I've been stabbed, but I'm still so happy.
君に近づきたいんだ。
I want to be closer to you.
それをどうか許してくれる?
Could you forgive me? What do you mean, forgive you? I could never resent you. どうか好きにしてください。そして、そばにいてください。Please, do whatever you want to me, and please stay by my side. I say those things with a troubled smile. Thank you.
今のセリフ、他の人に言ってはダメ。
Thank you, but if I were to do that the way I look now, other people would talk, and that's no good.
だよ。
So dramatic. 言いません。はるか様にだけです。
そう。
I won't say anything, it's only you.
ならいいけど。
Well, even if it's just you, that's okay, but...
それじゃ、もう帰りましょう。明日も早いわ。
Well, let's go. It's late, and we have to get up early. Wasn't that dramatic? It was super dramatic, right? Hey, the hearts are back. Alright, I'm gonna take like a 4-minute break just to water the flowers. Did you guys like that little excerpt? I tried my very best. It was really hard trying to juggle the Japanese and the English. Because it was going by so fast I couldn't read all of the kanji. So I'm gonna take a short little break, okay? And then when we come back, I will read my story. I'm not gonna give a link to it because it's linked to my writing account, which is separate from my VTubing. But I will read it out loud. Thank you. I love drama. As you could all guess, I really love when it's like tragic and dramatic. That's my favorite kind of story. So I'll see you all very soon, okay? Go, go! Tabichoyo! And we are back. Please let me know if there's any extraneous background noise. Because I was actually busy taking care of Babakuma. So if there's any background noise, please let me know so I can take care of that. Alright. So, next in the stream, let me find my cursor. Next in the stream, I'm going to be reading a story that I wrote. I wrote this story. It is a dystopian horror story that takes place in a society of all-female people. At birth, half of the girls are assigned to be boys and are referred to as he, him, and are raised as male. And the other half are girls and are treated according to traditional heteronormative roles. The boys have to, quote-unquote, the women assigned to be boys are fed testosterone pills and they have to bind, whereas the girls are the homemakers and receive little education. If you got all that, good for you, because I certainly had trouble reading it. Thanks, Alonzo. Thank you. So I actually had to write this as an assignment for Bear School, and the topic was dystopia. So I took the dystopian topic and ran with it. Now, all of the characters are cisgender women, even though I refer to them as he or him. So keep that in mind, okay? In this society, half of the women are assigned to be boys. Half of the women are assigned to be girls. And last but not least, Whittaker, who is the heroine, is 49. And Mickey, who is the other heroine, is 15. So it is very much an one-san loli story. Please keep that in mind. There are lots of triggering elements. If you are sensitive to triggering elements, there is rape, there is teacher-student relationship, there is suicide and menstruation, and power dynamics. So please keep that in mind. If you are not comfortable with that sort of content, please don't keep listening and come back in like a half hour, okay? So, I'm going to put on some voices for this story, but let me first get a drink of water. Should I change the background music to something scarier? Maybe I should change the background music. I don't think I really have a scary background music. It's fine. It's fine the way it is. Alright. Have you been assigned to a family yet? The question came over dark coffee, spoons heaped with clotted cream, window panes growing opaque with plumes of steam and puffs of warm breath. Oh, hi, Elo. No, it's fine, it's fine. You guys, would you like me to read with background music or without background music? Hi, Kevin. Hi, Alonzo. Would you guys like me to read with or without background music? The background music is honestly a little distracting for me, so I might just turn it off. Would you guys be okay if I turned off the background music? It's a little distracting for me when I'm kind of trying to keep track of all of the text. So I'm going to start. This story is called In the Androgynous Dark. It is a horror story. If you do not like it, please stop listening now. Have you been assigned to a family yet? The question came over dark coffee, spoons heaped with clotted cream, window panes growing opaque with plumes of steam and puffs of fresh breath. Wit wore a herringbone suit, cloud-colored wool with bits of color caught between threads, a crisp collared shirt, a silk tie, formal for everything, even a simple morning. He was approaching 50, too quickly for his liking, bone-thin and very tall, his breasts beginning to sag from loosening elasticity, his rather square chin slightly bristled despite having shaved that morning, broom-colored hair bundled back behind broad shoulders. He was an exemplary man. He fulfilled the role he was given with ease, since youth, since infancy, when the vagina was sewn shut. His guest, accepting the beverage with cold hands, wore thick, knob-knitted sweaters, 3 at once, and an ill-fitting hat which flopped down over the low forehead, flu-reddened cheeks, and a raw-rubbed nose. No, have you? Mickey combed anxious fingers through her strawberryish nest of curls, of gold and scarlet, with pock marks blotched across her nose, a thick pair of spectacles sloping down the bridge. I mean, were you? At my age. More than twice his junior. The gleaming badge of a school crest sat at her flat chest, not because of binding, as in Wit's case, but simply the whims of puberty, although there were times when she was almost convinced by her schoolmates to fill her brassiere with crumpled tissues. Not chubby, but with short limbs, and still with the childish pounds of infant fat. As neighbors, Mickey stayed in a little cream-colored pot of a home, as stout and gleaming bright as fresh whipping cream, and a brick chimney perched precariously at the top, a cherry plopped atop a slice of shortcake. But with the years, the house had grown tired and stained with tea leaves and mud, and knotted bits of trampled grass replacing the front garden, the fruit trees producing only shriveled, hard lemons and bitter peaches, more seed than flesh. They were inedible, but she took them to Sunday markets anyway, a street of gathering girls selling homegrown vegetables and antiques from their attics. It had become habit to visit Wit every day, whose house was concrete and minimal, the very opposite of her overstuffed quarters, squashed to the rafters with button-eyed pets in half-finished quilts and bric-a-brac. Wit took a contemplative swallow of coffee, remarking in exchange to such frantic questions. Once. I wish I could be paired with you, the girl complained, her round features crinkling together at the first sip of bitter dregs. I'm old enough to be your father, Wit humored her. And you're not yet matured. You still have a few years to fuss and worry about something you can't choose anyway. Have a biscuit. Did you miss breakfast again? Without waiting, he snatched the flaky pastry from his own plate, warm with butter and speckled with pepper, and pushed it into Mickey's protesting mouth. "But you're my teacher, and you always give me good marks. If anyone, I would want someone I'm close to be my husband." "Well, chew carefully," he scolded, refusing to listen to the chatter which she chirped about his kitchen, as if the warbling of impatient robins. 10 times, until you swallow. "Are you a chalk on your hands, Wit?" she mumbled through a mouthful of dough. "Ouch, you really did add too much pepper. It hurts my tongue." She struggled to gulp. "That's Mr. Fielding," he corrected sternly. "The other children call you Witty Witty Whittaker." She grabbed for another biscuit, but merely suckled at the glossy glaze of crackled sugar atop of it. He pinched her hand hard between the fingers until she dropped it with a cry. "I don't invite brats to breakfast." She whined and she whimpered, and she examined the imprint of nails. Sterling sat adjacent to Mickey in mathematics class, his mouth leaking spittle as he daydreamed, a cheek propped up by the palm of his hand. He was the same age, or within the same month, and he had a rather difficult time of boyishness. Infections from the sewing were not terribly uncommon, but mastectomies were. Most mothers opted for their sons to simply wrap their torsos until entirely straight, without lumps. Sterling was a boy of spring, pink ruddy cheeks, and a nose which is always dripping. Because of pollen allergies, even in the winter, his gingerbread bright hair trimmed closely to his head. His ear bore bandages of paper and sticky adhesive from clumsily cutting it himself. Mickey dutifully copied down formulas upon soft, milk-colored paper with the graphite point of a blunt pencil. Between equations, she scribbled notes, secret letters meant only for Wit. He had chastised her for such dalliances before, and she could feel the weight of his powdered hand against her slouching shoulder, straightening her posture. Standing over her desk, almost ghoulishly, he glowered downwards, a thin pair of tiny wire-framed glasses held up to his honey-hued gaze. She cooed that it made him look academic, and that was the point. And the wooden length of a ruler, 12 severe inches, slapped at her fingers, and her howl awoke Sterling. Wit carried on, the olive chalkboard screeching with each letter he wrote. Mickey's favorite pair of flower-pale underwear was splotched with jammy stains as she came downwards in dismay, tucked in the cramped stall of the school bathroom, slipping the bit of cloth down her stick-straight legs to wash them in the sink, the water turning scarlet. "It's menstruation," Wit explained crisply to her when she had come crying to him after classes had adjourned, patiently wiping her phlegm-damp nostrils and bitter tears. "But anatomical classes should have begun already." "Well, you'll get your wish granted. You'll be assigned very soon, I expect." "But I don't like it at all. My tongue hurts and I'm leaking," Mickey complained, clutching at her stomach. "Well, that's what the napkin is for." After rummaging in the square of his private bathroom, he handed her a package of them, cotton-stuffed sanitary napkins. "You can buy these at any corner store. I'll give you the money for it. Just wear one each day until the bleeding stops. Apply it just how I showed you." "Why?" A multitude of different answers and interpretations. Why the futile discarding of monthly tissue? Why such inconveniences 12 times a year? To have children. "I would much rather visit the hospital to have the same operation as you." But she managed not to stamp her feet, rather flopping upon the settee, leather and unforgiving, crossing one knee over its sister. "No, you don't," Wit said darkly, and his expression was so dour that Mickey stopped her hysterics at once. A week afterwards, a letter arrived, and Wit carted it repeatedly through his long fingers. Ivory paper, with ceremonial stampings at the corners with ruby insignias, dark navy ink, and emerald numerals and symbols blotted so deeply that his hands were smeared with color. Mickey would receive an identical one, too, in her crooked mailbox, if she ever bothered to open that iron mouth, an ugly surprise waiting. He wanted to feed it to the fire, but another would replace it the following day. It must have been a mistake. Why not Sterling or Avery or any other average-aged child as opposed to him? Practically elderly, half of his life finished. What was he going to tell Mickey? He reached for the familiar bottle of pills upon his dining table. Pastel little circles to be swallowed whole, one per day. It was that same medicine which weakened his heart, and allowed for musculature which had since weathered since his college days, the sprouting of prickling hairs, the deepening of his voice. With a generous pouring of caramel bourbon, he took them all. The attempt had not worked. All the thwarted suicide earned him was a week in the hospital, vomiting out his stomach. The muddy-kneed neighbor girl visited, her ridiculous tortoise-framed glasses sitting crooked upon her ears, with a bouquet of flowers. He recognized them, picked from his own garden, her little fingers bearing bandages from nettles. "I've been assigned," she announced with the first hint of excitement. "Oh? To who?" He feigned dispassion, plucking here and there, trying to spruce up the bedraggled petals from the clump of vegetation, wrapped in newspaper, some still dangling from their roots. Her blushing told him everything, swinging her ankles from her chair. Her teeth were overly large, crammed together into too small of a mouth, a few missing altogether, leaving gummy gaps to be replaced. Her bottom lip had a bloody mark in it, the flesh swollen and blossom pink from a nervous habit of biting. She was not particularly early in her periodical blood. Rather, she was a bit late, and such arrangements for a family often came years before. But Mickey did not know the reason behind such joinings, and Wit grimaced at the inevitable explanation. "I gather you will be moving in. You practically live in my house anyway. But don't interpret this to mean that I'll be more generous with grading," he said stiffly, frowning at the paper bracelet fastened around one wrist. Let me get a drink of water. Circumstances returned almost to normalcy, except instead of her time being limited to breakfasts and after lessons, Mickey was a permanent guest in the house, and she was intent on reducing his practical study to another playpen of candy wrappers and puppy dogs stuffed with cotton and illustrated books. He had become more lenient in critiquing her homework. He was not trying to be an awful husband after all. But it was still odd having to hold her back for detention or to paddle her bottom in the corner of the classroom for disobedience when she would sob and snivel for the rest of the evening once they had arrived at home together. Hold on a moment. Do you guys like it so far? I'm going to take a 2-minute break to get some more water. I want to refill my bottle, and then I'll be right back, okay? What do you guys think of it so far? Do you like it? I'm a little nervous you may not like it because I'm worried. It's a little strange. It may be a lot to take in. I have a very wordy writing style, so it may be a little hard to follow. Aw, thanks, Elo. It means a lot to me. I try. Okay, we're halfway through. We're about halfway through the story. A little less than halfway through. Oh, I see. Well, I mean, I write as a hobby too. Like I said, I don't have an official agent. I don't have an official publishing house behind me. But I try my very best. Aw, thanks, guys. You know what? You guys are so sweet. Have another heart. I feel the love. I feel the love in this Chili's tonight. I feel the love in this Chili's tonight for sure. Alrighty, we're halfway done. Let's continue. Circumstances returned almost to normalcy, except instead of her time being limited to breakfast and after lessons, Mickey was a permanent guest in the house, and she was intent on reducing his practical study to another playpen of candy wrappers and puppy dogs stuffed with cotton and illustrated books. He had become more lenient in critiquing her homework. He was not trying to be an awful husband, after all. But it was still odd, having to hold her back for detention or to paddle her bottom in the corner of the classroom for disobedience, when she would sob and snivel for the rest of the evening once they arrived at a home together. But no consummation, Whit could not bring himself to. He was simply not attracted to her. His fondness was more fatherly, if not purely authorial, and he found himself watching her grasp greedily for the oven, with bare fingers foolishly reaching for the hot handle in hasty search for baked treats. On her flat... Oh, hi, Magaloon. Hi. Thank you very much for tuning in. Right now, I'm in the middle of reading, so bear with me a little bit, okay? And no consummation, Whit could not bring himself to. He was simply not attracted to her. His fondness was more fatherly, if not purely authorial, but he found himself watching her grasp greedily for the oven, with bare fingers foolishly reaching for the hot handle in hasty search for baked treats, on her flat toes, balancing precariously. He slapped her hands away, slipping quilted mittens on them, noting how the flour-dusted apron had begun straining at the front, the smallest swell of tender breasts, developing in new ways too. That was until an official letter arrived, informing Whit of the matter of unpregnancy needing correction. She could not hate him any more than he hated himself. Propping her stocky legs upon his shoulders... Uh-oh, this is a little lewd, chat. Prepare yourself. This is a little lewd, this part. She could not hate him any more than he hated himself. Propping her stocky legs upon his shoulders, with the syringe plunged into the red pucker of her tiny, irritated uterus. He depressed the plunger, guiding his thumb firmly downwards until the pale contents were emptied. He tried to treat the whole unpleasant procedure as a doctor would, but he was not naturally nurturing, never one to fuss over scraped knees or to kiss flimsy bandages. You! The proper insult escaped her. Shrieking and kicking in a tantrum, he did not even chastise her when her shin banged against the bridge of his narrow nose. Yes, he said frostily, merely pinching his bloodied nostrils between index finger and thumb. In the morning, there came the demand, sulkily muttered over fluffy pancakes drenched in sticky syrup. I want a divorce. The proper word was divorce, but her throat was thick with mucus, her face sticky with snot strings. No, he said plainly, not glancing up from the series of badly botched assignments, half-hearted efforts turned in by half-minded pupils. How do you even know that word? Were you reading books in the library again? I'm not the one who decided the timing of things. Why don't you file a complaint with the government if you want to whine? And a few months afterwards, between bits of breakfast, burnt bricks of toast, and soggy eggs with crunchy fragments of pecked shell, neither of them were particularly good cooks, Mickey ecstatically informed Wit that, by some granted hope, the bloodying of her underwear had ceased entirely, no more smears of scarlet to be found. Leaning over the table, he kissed the curls at the crown of her head, and he told her that he had always wanted to be a father. He fetched an emerald candela cigar from a wooden box tucked upon the highest shelf of the kitchen cabinet and lit it with the burning head of a match. The end. I hope you guys liked it. I get a little nervous anytime I have to read my own writing. But tell me your thoughts. Please, don't hold back. You'll probably say it's weird or it's gross or something, but I just want to reiterate, just because I like lolicon and fiction doesn't mean I condone it in real life, okay? Fiction and real life are very, very, very different things. But yeah, so that was the story. It's very short. It's only 2,000 words. It's pretty darn short. Aw, clapping! You guys are sweet. You guys are sweet. I feel the love in the chilies tonight. I'm gonna get a drink of water. Thanks, everyone. Thanks. Aw, I try. But, it reminds you of a book? Which book? Which book does it remind you of? I'm a really big fan. I'm a really big fan of Russian authors. You may know Vladimir Nabokov. He wrote Lolita. He wrote Ada or Ardor. He wrote Pale Fire, Invitation to a Beheading. He wrote quite a few very famous classic novels, and I'm a very big fan of that sort of writing, so it influenced my own writing. Wordy and long, but violent. That's pretty much me. That's pretty much me in a nutshell. Colombian, huh? I don't know it. Was it the Rose Lottery? 'Cause I read that book when I was a child, and that was very, very violent. It stuck with me because I still remember it all these years later. Well, if you remember it, let me know. Thanks. Aw. You guys, it's not that good, you guys. Gosh. Laughter in the Dark? I don't think I've read that one. But I love Nabokov. I'm a big fan of his work, of course. Lolita. I am a huge fan of his. You can probably see his influences on me because I am very wordy. My writing is very wordy. Some unkind critics may call it purple, like purple prose. But I'm very proud of this work. I wrote it in maybe 2 days. It was very short. I had a very short time frame to write it. And I had to turn this in for an assignment, and I got a 98 out of 100. But I didn't get any comments on it, so I'd love to hear your comments on it. So Whittaker is clearly based off of Oscar, and sort of a conglomeration of everything I like in a heroine. She's cold. She's not kind. She's not maternal. She is masculine and getting up there in her years. Very studious and academic. And sort of a little cruel. And Mickey is sort of the foil to Whittaker. Mickey is very innocent and very naive, and she doesn't know anything. Clearly, she didn't even know what menstruation was, so she's very innocent of the world. And in the end, she doesn't understand the implications of her period stopping. The implication is that she got pregnant. And of course, that is what their society is meant to do. They are meant to artificially inseminate through female pairings because there are no men left in this dystopian society. Oh. Aw. Well, I'm sure your English will get better and better, Elo. I'm sure your English will get better and better. Aw, I'm sorry. It is very wordy. I don't know how to not be wordy. I don't know how to not be formal. That's just sort of how I am. I also have another work, but it's 72,000 words long, so it's pretty darn long. And it's like 19 chapters, so I don't have time to read all of it today. But maybe for like an endurance stream, I can read out loud the novel I wrote. 'Cause that was the second novel I ever wrote. But it's 72,000 words long. I don't have time to read that much. This was only, in the androgynous dark, it was only 2,000 words, so it's just a short story. But I hope it properly imparted a sense of bittersweet despair and hopelessness, because that's what I was going for. I was going for despair and hopelessness. Thanks. Yeah, it's difficult. Not only do I have to do voices for the characters, I have to read it in this voice, as opposed to this voice, which is more natural. I read it in this voice, so it's a little bit of a strain, but I do my very, very best. And besides, I like to save the lower voice for the masculine characters. Pretty much all of my writing has some sort of cross-dressing lady in it. You can tell what I like. Everything I like, I put in my writing. There's always some innocent girl who doesn't know anything, and there's some super masculine woman who is like a cross-dresser and had to pretend to be a boy for some reason. Pretty much all of my work is like that. I don't just write female pairings. I also write male but I figured you guys would appreciate the female pairings. All of my original work, most of it, is female LGBT. In fact, I can't think of anything I've written that isn't LGBT in some way or another. But thank you guys. No. Don't thank me. Thank you guys. And I'm really thankful that you all were able to put up with me. Sometimes people sort of judge you for what you like in fiction, and they assume it means something about you morally as a person, and that couldn't be more wrong, I've had people literally run away from me. Like, literally run out of a room because they were so creeped out by what I wrote. And it's like, come on, like, that's not at all what I'm like that's not at all what I'm really like. Not at all what I'm really like. I assure you I am not like some creepy person. I just like creepy things in fiction. Oh, good to know, Elo. Good to know you don't mind BL. I like BL too. As you can all tell, I think I've made it pretty obvious. Yeah, cowards, exactly. Literally just ran out of the room like, hold on. Like, you're right, what? Bye! That's what it's like. It really hurt my feelings, Like, just because you don't like somebody's writing doesn't mean you have to make judgments about them as a person, But anyway, this is almost exactly an hour and a half. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. Please, 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 please come on Monday, the 24th. Monday the 24th is my birthday. It's my birthday stream. And I'm so very, very excited for all of you to come attend. Unfortunately, I can't really do anything for my birthday this year. Money is a little tight this year, which is fine, you know, but I just won't be able to do the things I normally like to do for my birthday. I like to take a trip to the city, and I like to have a piece of cake and all that sort of stuff and like some presents. Unfortunately, this year I won't be able to do those sorts of things, but I really hope you can all come to my birthday stream at 9 a.m. on the 24th, because that will be my birthday party in a way. No, I'm afraid not. I did order a cake. But it hasn't come yet. And the bakery called me like 3 or 4 times, and they had a lot of trouble. So I don't know how the bakery is coping. I'm supposed to be picking up the cake after the stream, so hopefully that'll be done. But nobody is able to come, unfortunately, which I can understand. I'm not complaining. Maybe I am complaining just a little bit. But, you know, COVID and everything, people are scared. I understand. Please be responsible. Celebrate responsibly, of course. So I will not be able to have any friends or family over, which is fine. It's fine because I'm going to stream on the 24th, and this will be my party. This will be my birthday party. I'm really looking forward to that. Aw, thanks. Yeah. I'm really nervous about the cake. I'm really nervous. I really hope it turns out good. So yeah, you guys, getting to see all of my honey buns is going to be my birthday present. That's going to be my birthday present. So I'm really, really excited. Thank you very much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like. Channel登録してね. Thank you very much. And I hope to see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye. See you all later.